Welcome, kings and queens. Today we are talking Married at First Sight. Yes, a different reality show. I am going to give it a go. You guys know that I honed in on Love and Marriage Huntsville, but as the season wrapped up, I proposed a question in the chat. What would you like for me to review next? And majority of you said Marriage at First Sight, so here we are. For those of you who are new to the channel, or if you're just tuning in, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television. But most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of reality TV. Right, so if you are new to Marriage at First Sight, or Married at First Sight, they are currently on season 16, episode 2. I am reviewing episode 1 today. Now, what is Married at First Sight? It's actually a social experiment. If I had to just sum it up really quickly, it's a social experiment based on a blind study where they use rigorous data, they collect data, and they do like really intense interviews. They use social science, basically sociology, some of the foundations and methodologies of sociology used to match the couples up. Okay, so once they've done that and they notify the couples that they found a match, they literally get married in 2 weeks. Period. They don't meet each other. You meet your bride, you meet your groom as they are walking down the aisle. Okay. So it's a really good testament to looking good on paper, but the possibility of being a no-go item in real life. So they have 5 couples: Jasmine and Eris, Nicole and Chris, Gina and Clint, Kirsten and Shaquille, and last but not least, we have Dominic and McKinley. Yeah, I think I covered all 5. Dominic and McKinley, Kirsten and Shaquille, Gina and Clint, Nicole and Chris, Jasmine and Eris. All right. Are y'all ready to get into this? Because you know I'm about to eat it up from start to finish. Who should we start with? Let's start with, you know what? I want to start with Kirsten and Shaquille. Kirsten is a 32-year-old female, beautiful girl actually. She wants to be married and she wants to have children. She brought her friends to brunch to announce to them that she's going to be married in 2 weeks. Let's talk a little bit about her personality. She shared that she likes things to go her way. She's extremely picky. She's picky over her food, her clothes, and her man, honey. She comes from a 2-parent household. She has a master's degree in business, and she's a real estate agent. What she's looking for in her husband, she wants him to be educated, handsome, church-going, good-looking, positive, spiritual man that makes good money. Kirsten, you are asking for a dinosaur in today's day, because I think that's great that you want all of that, but I'm not sure if you can get all of that up front. Okay. So Kirsten said something that struck me as a thief, or what could possibly be a thief of joy. She compared herself and her life to other women around her. That's kind of a red flag, right? Because you want to be happy for your friends and family and your coworkers. She basically stated that the women around her, her friends, her family, and her coworkers are all married. And when she's looking at them, she's thinking, I want to be married too. And it's good to want to be married too, but it's not good to be thinking that when you're looking at them, because you want to be happy for them when you're looking at them. When you're looking at your home girl, you want to be happy. You know what? I'm happy for you. You deserve that. What you don't want to do is be looking at someone and be like, I want that. I deserve that. So that's the only red flag. that I kind of was like, you got to shift that. You got to shift your thinking. You got to show up differently for yourself. Okay. Her mother is actually hopeful, and her mother shed a tear when production asked her mom, what are your thoughts about all of this? Her mother described her daughter as, just she deserves it. She's a great daughter. I love her so much. We want the best for her. But then her mother also said, honey, she is a ball of fire. All right. So notate that down. 2 things, because nobody's perfect on this show. I said all of the positive, but 2 things you may want to note about Kirsten. Kind of covets, looking at other women, wanting what they have. We don't want that, Kirsten. We want you to look at other women and be happy for them. Okay. The second thing is your mom said you're a ball of fire. What does that mean? All right. Let's talk about her mate, who she was matched with, Shaquille. Get somebody else to do it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be fair. I'm just going to be real on this review. My first thoughts when I saw Shaquille, I was like, And I was like, right away, because I knew, y'all, that this was not a match for Kirsten. But let me do my due diligence of describing him for you. But before I do, I got a bone to pick with producers and production companies that are behind the scenes. And we know primarily a lot of these production companies that are based in Los Angeles, the majority are Caucasian. So I got a bone to pick with y'all. Dear white people, when matching black folks, please have at least 4 to 5 other black people behind the scenes that you can talk to and just kind of like, hey, let me pick your brain about this. Because we will tell you as a collective bargaining on the behalf of the black people, just because we're both black does not mean we will be a good match. This is clear to me that you did not have other black folks in the room to say other than Pastor Calvin. Pastor Calvin, that's great, but Pastor Calvin is not today's date and generation. So you want to keep him behind the scenes for the integrity of the show and to really get to the meat and potatoes and helping couples to be well-rounded. But baby, when it comes to sexual healing, hey, when I get that feeling, you need some other people in the room, because she's not going to get that feeling from Shaquille. I could be wrong, but I'm just letting you know, dear white people, please have somebody else in the room. Please bring some other diverse people to the table, and we would have let you know straight up, get somebody else to do it. All right. So why do you say this, Queen Sheba? The reason why I'm saying this, y'all, is I'm not impressed. I'm telling you right here, right now, today, it is so clear to me that Shaquille and Kirsten will not be a good match based on what she said. She said she wanted a man that's fit. He does not appear to be a fit man. And I know they showed him jogging, but honey, that's for shits and giggles. That's, hey, when they're putting together reality TV, can you just jog for 30 seconds and let us snip that clip? That's what that was. That's not a fit man that engages in physical activity 4 to 5 times a week for 45 minutes. And that's not a offense to him. He's just not what she's asking for. Okay. But I'm sorry, Shaquille. So Shaquille is a 31-year-old, quote unquote, workaholic. He's a director of enrollment, which I believe to be maybe a nonprofit. I could be wrong. I don't really know about this one. I should have held my peace, but I'll hold my peace moving forward. Y'all, I'm getting red flags, huge red flags on this one. And I don't know. I'm not necessarily I want to find a woman from Shaquille. I don't know if he's just looking for TV time. Even his friends were looking at him sideways, and he sweats a lot. He sweats a lot. Pastor Calvin feels like they could be an ultimate power couple. Yeah, but you got to be attracted to each other, and that works on both sides. And I feel like he's out of her league, but we shall see. Couple number 2. Let's cover Jasmine and Eris. All right. I'm going to start with Eris. Eris is the guy. Eris is 38 years old. Strangely enough, I don't remember him stating what his career was. I felt like his family was kind of negative, and they had a very negative reaction of all of the families. Okay. Of all of the families that heard the news, to me, his family had the most negative reaction. Now, he spent the last 10 years healing over a bad breakup from age 28 to now 38 years of age. He's been healing. He completely took a different tone and a different attitude towards women and dating. Then all of a sudden he comes out like a ram in a bush and decides that he wants to go on a show because he wants to get married at first sight. Before I give my assessment, let me give you a little bit more background about him. He was born to a teen mom. His father was murdered. Y'all, this has trauma written all over it. It's like 3 strikes, he's already out. And I'm not quite sure how to feel on this match up. I think it's unfair because I think it's only right for you to go heal and come back later. It's not fair to Jasmine. It's not fair for Jasmine to have to walk into a relationship with a broken man and help you work on your internal challenges, your internal struggles. I need you to be good when I come in, baby, because we're already going to have the difficulty of not knowing each other and having to establish a rapport, a likeness, comfortability with getting to know each other. And you got all that damn drama. Okay. And your family don't feel good about this. Okay. And you were hurt and you couldn't pick yourself up and get over that hump for 10 years. Come on. And okay. Yeah, you get my drift. That's a lot. That's a lot for a woman to have to deal with. And then let you be the head and not the tail and let you be the leader of the household. But I'll digress. Okay. His family, let me just say, his female cousin was extremely vocal about this process. She doesn't seem to favor it. And even if Jasmine wants him real bad, she has the odds stacked against her from go, in my opinion. Now, I cannot seem to quite grasp. If I can see this, how come the experts couldn't see this? You know what I'm saying? Y'all say that y'all put these people together through a very rigorous process. How come no one was able to catch this trauma and say, even though he's a very likable guy and appears to be a good guy, the outcome is not only a marriage, but a successful and a healthy marriage, right? We like TV, but we don't want nobody walking away brokenhearted because somebody else has a lot of damn trauma stored on the inside. His mother, y'all, surprisingly enough, as this man was sharing that he's going through this process, his mother never said one damn word. Not congratulations, not don't do this, not one word. And that's a huge red flag to me. I have to call a flag on the play. Let's move over to Jasmine. Jasmine is a 32-year-old former beauty queen. Yeah, she's been in pageants all of her life. And I'm not really sure how that's going to impact her in a real marriage because you are used to putting on and posing, right? And having the perfect responses and the perfect answers, right? Because you're being graded on your behavior from that aspect of what you've done and what's been drilled into you from just your performance. So in order for this to work, coupled with the traumatic experiences that Eris is walking into the relationship with, Jasmine is going to really have to hunker down and get real. Okay. I don't know. So Jasmine has her history, her dating history. She's a long-term dater, 4 to 5 years, but has never received a ring. No, ma'am. That's what I'm saying. So Jasmine, I'm looking at you like, what would make you stay? Because you didn't say one relationship. You said all of my relationships. What will make you stay with man after man after man, 4 to 5 years, each and every time, and not get a ring? At some point, I would have expected that you would have learned your lesson the first time and then walked away the second and the third time. That's just, I don't know. That's my thinking. So Jasmine is really close to her family. Her family seems to be similar to Eris's family because they both have women. They both have women that are in their family that are extremely vocal. Okay. All up in their business. But overall, Jasmine's family seems to be extremely happy for her, and Eris's family wasn't. So we already have some contrast here, right? You got one side of the room in the wedding when they come through. One side is happy, the other one isn't. I don't know how that's going to work out for the reception, but we shall see. And there just may be some opportunity here for this couple. Both have passive demeanors. So that may work in their favor. I guess we'll have to see. Nicole and Chris. All right. So Nicole and Chris. Nicole is a 32-year-old female, and she's single and frustrated. And honey, Nicole has a lot of energy around her, but you guys are going to see that. You're going to see that. But anywho, her friends' reactions were absolutely hilarious. I laughed so hard with them. Her friends were more concerned about how good the sex would be as opposed to, Fran, is this right for you? We don't want to see your heart get broken. They were more like, is that D gonna be good? Because if not, oh my God, I couldn't imagine. Absolutely hilarious. Nicole seems to be able to communicate well, and she gets straight to the point. She definitely has an East Coast spice, a little bit of paprika, and she says FBI, full-blown Italian. Okay. I don't know, Nicole. It's hard for me to put my finger on this one because I can't quite determine if her persona is a defense mechanism or if that's exactly who she is. Okay. But she did say, so you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, that may be a defense mechanism because she did say that she tends to come on strong. And honey, let me tell you something. Anytime you chase a dog, it will run. Men don't like all that. Men don't like you chasing them down and wrestling them to the ground. So let's move on to Chris, Nicole's partner. Chris is 36 years old. His parents are divorced. He's a dog lover. He's looking for a non-selfish woman. I'm not sure that's Nicole, Chris, but we'll have to see. I don't know. Chris seems like a good guy. But what I've learned from these shows is these men tend to fly underneath the radar until they don't. I liked his friends. He seems like a really nice guy. He seems to keep a very small circle. I don't know if his flame will be enough to illuminate and ignite Nicole. She seems like she would be the type that'll blow his candle out with the quickness. Overall, she may become bored with him, but Pastor Calvin feels like there may be some compatibility. All right, so we can move on to Gina and Clint. All right, let's talk about Gina and Clint. I could already tell that Gina is the it girl, or she used to be that girl, okay? Gina's 35. She's a successful salon owner. She's never had an example of a successful marriage. She said that men have told her quite often. Girl, you didn't say amen. You said men. Men have told her that she's intimidating. We shall see. So I'm not really sure what Gina will bring to the table outside of being ambitious because Gina really didn't give me a lot. I can read between the lines. I listen very well. And Gina, you were saying a lot of nothing. All right, let's move on to Clint. Clint is 40 years old. I really liked his friend group. When they first showed Clint, at first I was like, nope. But then I was like, okay, he's a free spirit. He seems to be happy. He's a man that loves nature. And normally when you kind of like have that John the Baptist look, you know, his hair is a little bit lighter than John the Baptist, but normally when you have that look and you like watering, you like being on water and nature, that's kind of a free spirit, and that can really work out. He probably doesn't carry a lot of stress. He don't do drama, but at the same time, he probably don't give a shit about nothing. So that's like the, what is it? I forgot what I'm trying to say. So I hope that Gina is right for him, but I'm not sure. Pastor Calvin feels like they're both ambitious and career driven, and they have a really good opportunity to have a successful marriage. Honey, we shall see. All right. So now, next up, last but not least, all right, when we're talking about the couples, we have Dominic and McKinley. Dominic, quit playing in our faces. Dominic is 25 years old, y'all. First of all, how did you get here? How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. Dominic, what lie, what sob story, or what incredible tale did you say to the casting team or the production team that really made them believe at 25 years old? And you're going to see why I say at 25, because when you see her behavior at the bachelorette party, no ma'am. Immediately when I laid eyes on her before I saw anything else, I thought, oh, she a party girl. All right. So Dominic is a biracial female, and she's paired with McKinley, who's Caucasian. Why is that important? Because of their backgrounds and not because of their race. Let me tell you why. Okay. This is going to be very interesting because she does not seem to fit the physical profile that McKinley tends to go for, in my opinion. Ask me why later. Okay. Y'all gonna have to stay tuned in if you want some of this good commentary. All right. Now, Dominic is a beautiful girl, but it is not giving wife at all. Her mother actually signed her up and wanted her to be on the show so that she, Dominic, can experience different outside of what she would normally choose for herself. Y'all, it's definitely giving party girl, and I like a bad boy or an F boy. You get what I'm saying? Now, if your mama had to sign you up at age 25 to get you to see the light, and you didn't see the light on your own, baby, you're not ready to be a wife, in my opinion. But we shall see. All right. I don't know. I see Dominic with more of a JJ Watt type, or that Travis guy. He's a football player. He's like a white guy. He's a cute redheaded white dude, and he plays football. He fine as hell. I don't know his last name. His name is Travis. I can see Dominic with somebody like that, or JJ Watt. Now, when I say JJ Watt, y'all don't be getting all, no, JJ Watt is, no, based on his looks. JJ Watt is an old country boy, a big old corn-fed boy, big old strong boy. That's what I see her with. Yes. All right, let's talk about McKinley. He's 34 years old. Almost, 10 years older than her? I think 9 years. He comes from a 2-parent home. Y'all have a seat. Why McKinley don't have his own place? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all not finna play in our face. Married at first sight. Not today. No, McKinley. I need you to go back and get your shit together and then come on national TV. How you gonna show up ready to be a husband and you live with your homeboy's parents? All right. Whew, make it make sense. But anywho, McKinley is a Southern boy, comes from a traditional American family, very successful siblings. He seems to be the black sheep of the family. He's a new resident to Nashville, like 3 months before filming. He considers himself to be, a dreamer. He said several times that he's a dreamer. Kirsten, hold on. What's his girl name? Dominic. Warning. Dreamers are always fantasizing about the next best thing. I do not see him being physically attracted to Dominic after they showed his ex, who was blonde hair, blue eyed, very thin. I don't know. I don't think Dominic is his type physically. Okay. His ex apparently cheated on him, y'all, while she was still dating him. So he had no idea. So that's what I mean, a sense of awareness. Check this out. He shared that one day he got a text from his girlfriend. She showed him a ring on her finger. And he's like, oh, great. That's the ring you want. She's like, no, I'm engaged. Sir, dreamer, I need you to come down off of cloud 9. Did it not occur to you at any point? I'm not blaming you, but I'm saying, did you not even see any disconnect? Was she gone away from home? So she was out here dating a whole other man long enough to get engaged, long enough to send you a picture, long enough for you not to put 2 and 2 together and be like, oh, that's the ring you want. You too much of a dreamer. I need you to wake up. All right? I need you to wake up. Come back down to reality. I don't know. I think this may end up being too much for him. And I can easily see him withdrawing from the process. My question to you is, sir, what are you doing here? You literally just had a major life event, 2 of them. Your girl cheated on you and you just had a major move. Those are called major life events. And then you couple that with married at first sight. That's not going to make that's not going to make things better as it relates to your mental health and well-being. So I can already tell that you do not make good decisions, dreamer. I can already tell that you and, what's the girl name? Let me go look at this girl name again. You and Dominic, I don't know, will not work. If anything, Dominic will be used unknowingly to warm him up for the woman that he really wants when he actually meets that other woman later in the future. But Pastor Calvin says that they both have similar attachment styles. We shall see. All right, so let me share my overall summary. Overall, my favorite male and female individuals, not even as couples. So my favorite male would have to go to Clint so far. My favorite female would have to go to Kirsten. All right, so that's my favorite male. That's my favorite female. If I had to recouple, let's just say they call me and say, Queen Shiba, who should we have placed together? If I had to recouple a few of the couples and move some people around, I would have put Jasmine with Clint, Eris with Dominique, and Gina with McKinley. That's what I would have done. Now, let's shift on to the bachelorette parties and the bachelor parties and the introduction meetings. In the intro meetings, I'm sorry, Nicole, girl, you talk way too much. A little bit much for an intro meeting. And not only that, girl, don't be hating on folks. You came in hating on Dominique, all right? But anywho, you were saying that she's still too young to be looking for marriage. It's not that she's just immature. Okay, she's immature, but that's not your job to speak on that. That's my job as a blogger and as a content creator. Girl, you just played a good girl and worry about your man, okay? Because you was letting that stripper. Okay, I'll come back to that. Let's move on to the guys, their intro meetings. The introduction meetings, the guys met. I felt like Shaquille and Clint talked the most. Eris, I'm not liking how you moving in these married at first sight streets. Sometimes you just need to be quiet. I wasn't sure about you, but when you asked the men, when was the last time they had sex? Sir, that's called D-watching. That's none of your business. And if y'all don't know what I mean by D-watching, put 2 and 2 together. Okay? It's definitely giving creep and F-boy, Eris. That's what you're giving me. I could be wrong. And if so, I'll come back and apologize if you are able to clean this up later on throughout the season. Let's go back. So the women have a bachelorette party. Hands down, the girls had the best bachelor. Between the two, the girls had the best party. The strippers were on point. The shots were flowing. Overall, great energy. And honey, the girls can party. They had a great time. I really enjoyed them. Letting their hair down, having a real good time. Let's go to the bachelor party with the men. Child, when it came time for the men's bachelor party, woo, when that first stripper ran up the stairs, no ma'am. Lifetime TV. Really? Is that the best you could find with your budget? Because it was giving meth heads. It was giving meth heads. I was embarrassed for the guys that they actually had to sit in the room and act like they liked it. I don't know. So let's wrap this up. Overall, who is ready to be a wife? In my opinion, definitely Kirsten. She is a fan favorite for me. I can see her coming out on top. I really feel like they made a huge misstep with pairing her with Shaquille, but we shall see. I believe he is out of his league when it comes to her. I feel like they should have turned over every stone to find the best man for him. And I'm sure Shaquille is a nice man. He's just not the one for Kirsten. Hands down, she is ready to be a wife, in my opinion. Now, I have not seen her operate just yet in that marriage that's coming up. Now, in my opinion, who's ready to be a husband? I would probably say Chris. Definitely Chris. He would be a safe choice. However, I don't know, nor do I think that the one that he's paired up with, Nicole, will be the right one for him. So we shall see. Until then, thank you all for tuning in.